right, welcome kings and queens. Today we are talking love and marriage, Huntsville. And I can finally say this is somewhat of a celebratory update. This is an all things good update. I mean, they just wrapped up their season finale. And I have to say it was a hit. Ain't no hating over here, honey. It looks like it was a hell of a party. It looked like everybody had a great time. It seemed like Stormy had a good time. The cast members had a good time. And I'm sure when the cast gets along, production has a good time. So listen, job well done. Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm sure they're looking forward to the break. I'm sure they're looking forward to gearing back up for what? When are they coming back? September? So yeah, kudos to you all. But there's a couple of things I just kind of want to touch on really quickly. On this update. So we talked about season finale. That was really, really good, right? I also want to talk about Martell. I want to talk about Martell and Arion. Arion, girl, where were you? I can't help it that your man ain't home. Shantae's got a man at home. Girl, you got to stop letting Martell do that to you. It ain't no way in the world. It ain't no way on God's green earth I would allow a man to turn me inside out like that and have me sitting at home in an attic. Because basically it's giving flowers in the attic, honey. It's giving flowers in the attic. He does not bring you out to see the light of day. It's giving, what are you doing? Who is your circle? Who is your village? Girl, Martell had him a good old time. I'm talking about a good old honky tonk time. And you sitting over here trying to hold it down for him? Especially with the update with LaTruth and sending his wife to jail for revenge P. And you really trying to hold it down on the behalf of Martellholt? Girl, you know what? Before I give any advice, for those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
All right, so before I go in and I give my little update to Arionne, my little recommendation and my Monday morning advice, I want to say something. Because, you know, I get DMs, I get low-key information. I receive a lot, but I'm slow to speak, honey, because everything is not worth my time. I don't pour everywhere. But let me say this. What happened to the imminent threat? I know some of you were saying, Melody, don't go. You're going to be ambushed. It's a setup. What setup? Because I looked carefully, and maybe I missed it. What setup? What threat? I did not see a thing. It didn't seem like, like I said, I could have missed it. I did not see a thing. But I said this to say what I'm about to say. Y'all need to be very careful with carrying bones of negativity. Pause on that. Be very careful of carrying and planting seeds of negativity, because it says a lot about who you are as a person, as a fan, as a viewer. If you're quick to knock down somebody's door about a potential threat that has no validity, nothing happened. It seemed like they all had a great time. Now there's crickets because there was no threat. Y'all be careful. Don't jump on everything. Remember, this is still like social media. It's the YouTube world, right? Which is why people should be saying allegedly, in my opinion. There was no threat. And I don't know if y'all got that lady riled up about all of this and be careful, don't go. Y'all, this is her job. Her play, just like your job. You got to show up to work. You got to show up to work. You can't be telling people not to go to their jobs. That's how she gets paid. That's how she earns her keep. That's how she makes her money. You see what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but I can't. I don't sit at home all day. I work. I have to go to work no matter how I feel. Same thing with Mel. Same thing with the other cast members. That's their job. So it's a reality within a reality. So when you say, oh, they look great to me, they better. They're coworkers. I'm sure they have to film scenes together. I'm sure they have to be in little places together. Just because people are getting along doesn't mean that there wasn't trouble. Okay? Just because people are in one place, y'all forget production coordinates the different scenes. Production coordinates, go stand over here, go stand over there. But I do love the fact that Miss Wanda, it seemed like Miss Wanda was on her game. It seemed like Miss Wanda was all about positivity, which is why I don't jump. You know, you got to be careful when you're quick to jump in this stuff. And Kiki and Miss Wanda were great. That's why I never got involved in that. Blood is always thicker than water. Because if you're not careful, some people will have you looking like a damn fool, jumping in, fighting harder than they do against their own family. And when you look at the party, they were having a grand old time while we're out here stirring up the mess. So be careful of how messy you want to get. Because the people were there, they weren't worried about us. So let them people have a good time in peace. I want to say that. I also want to say, I don't understand the negativity from some of the viewers and the content creators and bloggers. Why? What's wrong with them finishing on a high? What's wrong with them having or saying, job well done? I'm going to hold my peace on this one. What's wrong with sitting back sometime and just letting things play out and allowing things to work themselves out? Because it seemed like that's what happened this weekend. Okay. I don't understand when people say, I don't care about that show. I don't even watch the show. Or when people say blah, blah, blah. You know, there's a lot of shows I don't watch and I don't talk about it. If I don't watch shows, I don't talk about it. If I don't watch shows, I really have nothing to add about the cast members because I'm not vested, right? So what can I possibly add of value from a standpoint of being a critique or affirming if I don't watch? So I really don't understand when people say they don't watch, but then have so much to say. But there you are. That's all I'm saying. It to me is double-minded. Either you watch, either you're a fan or you're not. But you couldn't pay me to talk about something that I'm not invested in. So I don't know. Those are my questions that I woke up with this morning. You know, I'm a straight shooter. I say what I need to say. And let these people, if these people are trying to heal and get back on par and are on their way to Black excellence, let that be that. If you got something to say, say it. But otherwise, move on. I don't understand the negativity. And what it's starting to look like is maybe the pot stirrers are not the cast members. Because I think some of you may be being fed some negative information and you out here looking, you know what? Let me go on to my next thing. All right. So I said all of that to say, y'all, let's get it together. Everything don't have to be a negative when it comes to the show. And let's not force controversy and mess when it's non-existent or when it's kind of dying down, right? But I do want to talk about Arionne. Girl, Martell has made an absolute fool of you. Absolute fool of you. And he is setting you up to hold the bag. To hold the bag. I don't know what your ideology of love is, but Martell does not care about you. If Martell would betray his wife of 14 years and his entire beautiful family, girl, you are nothing but dust to him. Dust. And the fact that you can sit in that attic or sit in that house or wherever he has you holed up in and watch from afar, don't you ever fix your mouth to say you that bitch, because you're not. You are not. You don't, not even an ounce of that. Ain't no way in the world a man could convince me to sit around for 8 years while he goes out and frolics, make public appearances, show more affection and love publicly with women strangers that he has no children with, no affiliation with, and basically leave you in the dark or leave me in the, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no way. Which is why I question your mental. You're emotional about yourself. Who are your friends? Who are your family? Are y'all trying to help this girl? Are y'all trying to help her and really put her reality in front of her? Because girl, I think you just may be going to jail. If what Carson Blue said is true regarding Martell saying, hey, listen, you ain't have to mention me in the revenge P. Girl, Martell don't give a damn about you. We've been trying to tell you that. But girl, you go ahead. You keep fighting. You keep fighting the powers that be. Martell has set you up to knock you down. And at the end of the day, you will be left taking that charge, honey. He's already setting it up. He's already hosting conversations, pulling people aside, say, you can say it, but don't put my name in it. Baby, if that doesn't seem like a pass off and placing the responsibility on you, because at the end of the day, boo-boo, you on tape. And Martell is having a good old country time. Martell walked into the sunset with a beautiful dark brown sugar bombshell, and he was not thinking about you. I guarantee you that. And don't come back on your lie talking about Martell came home to you. If he did, it was after he was done doing what he needed to do. And don't nobody care if he came home to you. Because when it's time to showcase you, the door is closed. Martell does not acknowledge you publicly. He won't even give you a head nod and or a mention unless he's forced to. And even when he's forced to, he wants to skip over that piece very, very quickly. In interviews, girl, you are a thorn in his side. I don't think you realize that. You are his scarlet letter. You really are. Overall, I can't believe I'm saying this. Kudos to the Love of Marriage Huntsville cast on such a wonderful season finale. I was not there, but from the likes of what I've seen on social media, it looked like everybody had a whopping good time, from the participants to the cast to the guests to whomever. Everybody I saw on social media and the different lives were enjoying themselves thoroughly. And I think that's a positive. And I think that's thebomb.com.